Okay, guys, here we are. We made it. It's already 4:37. I'm proud of everyone. Thank you guys for doing such a good job getting through this tournament. I'm just happy when people, follow the rules, get things done as quickly as possible, and big kudos to every single player who participated here in the Masters Plus bracket. Wouldn't have happened with you guys, and thank you for not only adjusting to what we needed, but at the same time putting in some really, really good shows. But before all that, we just gotta get through our cycles, and well, you know what else is something we gotta get through? Our sponsor screen. Big shout outs to these guys. Thank you to AKG Games PH for supporting our stream, supporting our tournaments, and supporting our prize pool. You can check them out at Facebook and Instagram at akggames.ph. That's akggames.ph for all your Blizzard Entertainment games needs here in the region. There's your community sponsors. You got me and Mizzle, dlsmizzle.com, to check out his graphics and the like. If you need something done, you can always call him up, and he can bring you such a good product. You guys are tuned on in here at twitch.tv/DakPH, and thank you to EnDerr, Stale Cookie, Rageki Sai, as well as Super Malls for supporting the stream, supporting our prize pool, and supporting the giveaway, which we will be looking into again. So remember, guys, we are going to be giving away some Gundams on the social page. So you have to follow facebook.com/phstarcraft. So like and follow facebook.com/phstarcraft for details that will come this week. We're going to be looking to do individual model giveaways. So since we have 4 of them to give away, some of them are going to be for specific audiences, some of them are going to be for participants and the like. But we'll be figuring that things out, and we're going to be just happy to give back to the community just a little more. Speaking of giving back, first and second, there you go with our prize pool, 3,800, 1,100. Winner will get the big spots. Second place will go to the loser, but not bad whatsoever. Bayagster taking third into this one. But hey, it's time now to get into our grand finals, and we are gonna try something a little different. Instead of asking for our maps at the very start, we are gonna be filling it up as we go, and we do have our bands. We have our first pick, Aerodrome LE, to start things off. Purity Industry and Golden Wall are banned out. It's gonna be very interesting to see what's happening into this one, and let's get into this matchup. Seems like our players are ready to go. It seems like we are good to go. This is the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 3, and this is your grand finals, another ZBZ. It's been an absolute pleasure to give you guys the action, to give you guys all the fun in the world and all of the StarCraft that we can enjoy. So after this broadcast, guys, we'll all be setting up to go for another broadcast on the global scale instead, and that is gonna be the OSC Elites, if I remember correctly. It's gonna be the qualifiers for a little bit of a tournament there, so you might want to tune on then after this broadcast. But hey, it's time to wrap things up on this front. It's time right now to wrap things up in terms of the game. Let's get into the ZVZ and let's get into Everdream. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are on Everdream LE. One last ride, one last rodeo, and again we see our 2 rivals facing off. Such good friends, such good buddies. But still in StarCraft, it's anyone's game, and we will see what's going to be up into this one. Introducing first, on the top right of Everdream LE, it's our blue Zerg, Nuks. And his opponent, on the bottom left instead, it's our red Zerg, EnDerr. Same old, similar to Quarantine number 2, EnDerr winning out in the upper bracket semifinals and just basically beating house and doing it again in the grand finals. But we'll see if it's gonna be the same kind of situation. Nuks has already impressed, taking a map off of EnDerr, and can he actually take the whole set? He has up to 5 chances into this one, as EnDerr is going to go with the hatchery wall in again. It seems like this is something he's really trying to propagate into this one, and even though I took one map to just look into it, seems like people are saying, you can wall in with other things, right? But EnDerr is going to say no. This gives you the flexibility to surprise my opponent with a billion of these Zerglings and to really punish any non-aggression Nuks does. And we'll see if EnDerr can do it again into this one. Being very, very creative. I feel like he's either trying to start things off with something new, or he has seen this from his adventures, travels, or anything he has been spectating so far. There have been a number of events going on in the StarCraft 2 scene, especially with GSL right now with the best players. And I hope one day we are going to see a PH representative in something of that caliber. But hey, it's gonna be time to start things off here and now, as EnDerr's gonna be like, hey, oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on indeed? Are we a-okay? Is everything alright between our two guys? As EnDerr and Nuks gonna be looking to keep things up along the way, but yeah, Metabolic Boost right now coming online from Nuks. He's always on point at getting that one first, and since EnDerr is taking his sweet time to get that third hatchery, it does stall his pool for a quite long time. And now it's time for Nuks to well, he's in. That's it. It's a casual stroll, and will Nuks reinforce this? That's gonna be the real question. He only has that one Zergling, so he is gonna be looking to transition to something a little different instead. He is gonna commit on the Baneling Nest this time. It cost him on the upper bracket semifinals by canceling it and then getting surprised by so many Zerglings on the other side. And well, EnDerr versus Nuks, as we said, some things we always see in the PH local scene. Grand finals here and now for the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 3, and Metabolic Boost will go online here for Nuks. He's gonna have that speed, but EnDerr was given the time to put up that Evo Chamber and try to block things up. But at least Nuks does have one Zergling in behind getting all the scouting that he wants, and with the speed exposed though, oh, the Baneling, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Highly unfortunate though that it is spotted by EnDerr, because that was a very, very creative maneuver here by Nuks. In the meantime, EnDerr though will respond by a Queen in position already, poke at his Baneling, and since he's defending this way, it's gonna be the Baneling right now trying to get on through to the natural. Doesn't make it. There's a big bust. It actually leads into the destruction of those two buildings, and wow, oh wow, the timing there. EnDerr right now trying to defend those Queens with the surround using the drones, but Nuks has infiltrated. Nuks is in the base. Nuks is doing whatever the hell he wants. He has those Baneling cocoons looking to get the bust on, and EnDerr getting punished for his heavy investment with this Baneling Nest. Will be enough though, as EnDerr right now trying to defend. Nuks with a big boom. He has his Zergling still in position, and GG is called. Nuks would take the first map again. What a punish. What a show. And big loves to the Crankly Duckling guys for the raid here, because we are in our grand finals, and that is exactly the caliber that we expect. But hey, you know, Ever Dream LE taken there by Nuks. And I'm really excited to see what our next map is gonna be. But Nuks with that W, and whoa indeed. Just committing with the Baneling Nest, committing with, and then there's just like, and there's like, he doesn't really care anymore what the next map is, and they are gonna go for Simulacrum instead. It's really cute, the dynamic between EnDerr and Nuks. They're just like, what do you want? No, what do you want? Don't worry, you can pick for me. It's like, okay, sure, no problem. And yeah, Simulacrum gonna be our map number 2 apparently. Let's set things up on, spelling Simulacrum is kind of hard, but yeah, Nuks taking the first map. And Simulacrum will be next on the list. There you go. So that is going to be map number 2 coming our way. And Simulacrum LE on to our second endeavor. So, in that first map, it was just so different basically, because on the third map in their semifinal, Nuks was punished by not committing with the Baneling Nest, and this time, since he committed with it, he punished the fact that EnDerr spent 300 minerals on a hatchery, and well, at least Nuks has finally solved that conundrum, and he is good to go. We are ready to go though. We are ready to go for the fight. The Baneling destroying buildings, which is really impressive, and EnDerr will have to try something a little different, honestly, if he does want to take this set. But whoa, indeed. Big shoutouts to the Crankly Ducklings guys. I just gotta give some love there on the stream. You know, you gotta delay and everything, so you're gonna hear this a little later. But thank you for the support. And hopefully you guys can tune on in, as we are gonna be broadcasting another tournament after this one. But hey, it seems like we are getting ready and set to get into game number 2. Simulacrum is going to be our battleground. Will we see the same kind of hatchery wall in here from EnDerr that he has been propagating from the semifinals, or will Nuks really show that he has solved this jigsaw puzzle? Let's go into map number 2, and let's get into this best of 5 yet again. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a lot of StarCraft 2 for you guys today. So after this broadcast, after this SCPH quarantine tournaments, we're going to be resetting the stream, of course, and bring in you a little bit of the OSC action instead. That's the OSC 2020 Super Series Mid-Season Playoffs #1 Masters Cup qualifier, with 4 players being showcase to face off in a really tight bracket. But by this point in time, our bracket here in the SCPH quarantine tournament local tourney is coming at a tail end. And introducing first, on the southeast side of Simulacrum, it's our blue Zerg, Nuks. And on the top left, it's a red Zerg EnDerr. So as we said before, EnDerr was punished, putting a hatchery here at the wall, and no sir, I got banelings. They won't let me down. Nuks is happy to make them frown. They blow up and blow things down. You got no strings on me. There you go. You know, a little bit of musical in there, but EnDerr right now gonna be droning on up in just a little bit. He is gonna go for the hatchery again though. So another go. Doing it again. Now, this is a big deal because every single time he does that, look at the progress between these spawning pools. And Nuks will scout things out, and he will see that, look at that, that's a big building in the way, huh? It's a very big building in the way. And it's ridiculous, honestly. It is absolutely ridiculous that, you know, that is a big building there. So it is what it is, and we'll see if it is going to be enough for Nuks to go for the Baneling Nest yet again. He does want to get the Velbot boost first and foremost though. And it seems like for Nuks, all he needs to do is get the infiltration, maybe hide a few Banelings that he tried to do on last map. Well, EnDerr gonna be looking to keep things up with his own pool into play. Now for EnDerr, the pool doesn't just only unlock the Zerglings, it also unlocks the Queens, so he can use that to really tank things up, especially against those Banelings. Earlier on, he didn't really have them in the proper spot after the Ninja Baneling was stopped. But Nuks right now poking away at that hatchery. There's a small little hole here that Zerglings can get on through, which is highly unfortunate, so EnDerr will have to work a little more to get the wall on, and saves one of his drones, turning it to the Spore Crawler for the time being. But we see the skirmish between the Zerglings. Nuks right now going to be going to that high ground, and sees the Overlord pop. 3 bases right now though for Nuks, pretty much the safest transition he can go on. So it's a little bit of deja vu, because this is exactly what happened when they fought here on this map, and then EnDerr decided to suddenly change the script and go for so many Zerglings with these 3 hatcheries. But seems like it's not gonna be the case. Nuks will be safely getting his 3rd base, safely getting his Baneling Nest, and just having this safety net is what allows Nuks to really keep things up with the advantage, because he will have the better expansion, he will have the better positions with the hatchery, he will have more of the map control with the earlier spawning pool, and all EnDerr can do right now is set up some queens and look to defend. But hey, by this point in time, it's gonna be the lair here and now. Still, EnDerr trying to go into tier 2 tech, but for Nuks, he is gonna be wrapping things up with an Evo chamber as well. Now we'll be looking at what upgrade Nuks is gonna be going on. He could go for that 3 base Hemiuta, as we always say. We can go for the Roach Ravager, and just those stable comps that the Zerg can always rely on. It can really go 2 ways, but he is gonna go for the range upgrade, so it might be Roaches coming into this one. So lair versus lair scouting information absolutely key for both players, and it seems like they're just understanding how each other plays so well. And they'll plug in that leak with the Queen, and he's just fully saturating his 2nd base so far. All about getting those extractors on in terms of production. Roach Warren gonna be needing all the gas in the world and more, and it seems like it is gonna be Roach and Ravagers here for EnDerr. In the meantime, Nuks is only on 2-3 gas, so he's gonna be having less of that bile, less of the Banelings, but he's gonna have a lot more options. No, never mind, he's on 4 gas rather on those 3 bases, so it's pretty much the same kind of situation here for our 2 players in terms of gas usage. But as Nuks has realized, he will need to keep up with whatever EnDerr still does. It still is a ZVZ, and wow, that is just really karmic retribution there to EnDerr. Nuks is able to infiltrate the same way EnDerr was on the last map in their grand finals last time. And this is Nuks right now onto the main base. Good run on in here from Nuks. Is he gonna hide a few of these Zerglings on the east side? Yes, he is, turning them into Banelings. But EnDerr knows that that's not the number of Zerglings that actually ran on in. And he will go for the punish using the Roaches. 2 drones though did go down on the other side of Nuks though, which is very interesting because EnDerr is able to infiltrate there. And right now, EnDerr trying to play the aggressor, going for a third base down below on to the low ground. 2+1 right now coming online. And as we said, Nuks has a lot of different tools within his arsenal. Having the Baneless and having the Roaches, just making sure everything is going to be fine and dandy and he can go for the punish at any point in time. But EnDerr and Nuks, similar on that gas count, they can really trade in terms of those Ravagers. Go for the battles against one another using those abilities. And you see this every day, a proxy hatchery on the high ground and minerals on the low. I don't think I see that too much. It's pretty ridiculous, honestly. But hey, still the Overseer will get spotted. Carapace right now gonna be going online for Nuks. He wants to always get that vision. He wants that speed to make sure that his overlords can get the spot on. There we have an Overseer going down. Carapace now online here for Mr. Nuks, and he's looking to get that +2 as well. Seems like though both of our players having similar upgrades, but it is EnDerr going for the cheeky tunneling claws yet again. He was able to win things out, I believe. Oh, he was able to pressure things rather on Eternal Empire on to the last series using the tunneling claws, just popping out of nowhere, and it bought him a lot of time to get into the Hydro instead, to get into Lurker Tech and win the match from there. But anyway, Nuks right now look to reinforce more about those Roaches and the Ravagers. And how many do we have on both sides? 15 Roaches, 4 Ravagers there for EnDerr, and 8 Roaches and then 7 Ravagers for Nuks. Very, very interesting. The gas is out on both sides, and they are going to be looking to get things done into the Roach Ravager brawl in the middle of the map. But anyway, keep an eye out on these Roaches. So as soon as Tunneling Claws pops, those things glow. So it tells you that, hey, these things can move underground. Remember that. They're like crystals. They're like crystals that are alive. And, well, you can just get scorned there. But EnDerr right now with the Overseer again and scouting around. This Queen has been able to get some really free kills. 1 HP in a dream. Seems like the Overseer gonna be not living to fight another day as Queen gets the last spine on. Here comes EnDerr though, looking Cascade, looking to stop Nuks getting this fourth base. Hatchery though is online, but he can also use that creep, but Nuks stepping on first. I love the gusto there from Nuks playing the aggressor, getting one step further into the front line. And with his Fender's advantage, Nuks will be able to reinforce the same way he wants. EnDerr in the meantime though, looking to go for a bigger army, and well, both sides looking to just add up on their count. EnDerr is looking for a timing attack with +2 coming online, but little does he know that Nuks is going to have the same situation. Nuks cleaning on up, EnDerr doing the same. It seems like the defense and the offense happening on so many fronts. Not only into the front line we go, but here and now EnDerr again with the Tunneling Claws getting some value. Nuks needs to really station these Overseers at proper transition points. I think here for Nuks, having one Overseer here in Oversight mode on the wall is going to be a big deal. Just in case he's rallying anything, going for an attack move, he's going to catch out those Roaches tunneling down below. But hey, in the meantime, +1 right now for the armor here for Nuks. And I like this. He's going to be looking to mitigate those upgrades, mitigate the damage being done by EnDerr. Anyway, still on Simulacrum we are, 9 minutes in. Trying to get the push on. Both sides trying to play the aggressor, and it seems like for the second map, it always turns into a Roach Ravager frenzy. But by this point in time, here we go with the brawl yet again, and it's honestly EnDerr always in a bad spot if he's in this box, because these Ravagers are going to get free hits with the ball to begin with. Now onto the north side they go, trying to go for a fight. I like as EnDerr has changed things up in terms of his approach. But he still needs to avoid that ball because that is going to connect in the middle. Beautiful hits there from Nuks, getting so much value along the way. And EnDerr having to reinforce, but in terms of the fight here, it's a big disadvantage right now for EnDerr. Nuks keeping the cycles on, keeping the numbers to his advantage. But EnDerr is going for his own big biles. Will it be enough? Corrosive bile, every single part. Orange balls of fury right now, dropping on down. And it feels like a medieval siege, that's for sure, because these fireballs flying on around the Human Torch can be proud of that. Nuks in the meantime go for more and more of these Ravagers. And EnDerr is running out of units. Very dicey here and now. But the brawl gonna be keeping things up as it's Nuks right now. Gonna be into the box instead. And And oh, that's a little bit of ding. Someone wants to be a friend, but it is what it is. And tunneling claws here from these roaches. Again, packing a little bit of a punch. Now, honestly, in every EnDerr versus Nuks game, there is a point where EnDerr is just so annoying at hitting your worker lines that he is just gonna force you to go for an all-in instead. And it seems like it is that point in the map. But Nuks has the bigger army, Nuks has the better numbers, and he is looking to keep things up. But whoa, EnDerr, whoa there, gets in the face of his opponent, literally jumping into that one. And Nuks gonna be retreating. He didn't lose too much in behind, so he's still gonna be fine. But this is usually where the tempo really shifts in favor of our red Zerg. It's such an interesting dynamic how EnDerr really plays things out, and it's absolutely impressive to see him really win things in that regard. But the fight is not over yet. Nuks having so much in the bank. No, not really too much, but he's still gonna have a good reinforcement cycle or two with 3 bases up and running in terms of full economy, with the 4th base looking to get that money going. Well, both players can really keep up in terms of getting their reinforcements on. Suits on. Mile is there. Roach Ravager brawl again between our two Zerg players. But in the meantime, it's Nuks really taking a very straightforward approach. He doesn't even bother with something like Tunneling Claws. He just goes on in as basically all of these drones do go down until EnDerr is able to get the burrow. And that's what I like here from EnDerr. Since he has the burrow tech in play, he can actually do that. He can basically defend his drones with one quick burrow. But that is, of course, at the cost of putting his hatchery in danger instead. Anyway, onto the low ground. Nuks right now might get chased here. And will it be a sandwich? Nuks already anticipating the pincer attack. And he will go for his own. That is going to be a beautiful position here for Nuks. Getting the mixtapes on again. The ball going to be there one more time. Nuks right now with the push again. And catching out the strike force. EnDerr caught napping. But he is going to go for a fight on the south side instead. All about the cascade here and now. Nuks with overwhelming odds and overwhelming numbers. Pushing EnDerr back one more time. But damn. These drone line hits have to hurt. And EnDerr still has a pretty big army in the forefront. Nuks is just being caught in EnDerr's game one more time. And it feels like it's a familiar sight to behold. And something, a conundrum that Nuks has to figure out if he really wants to be the best in the Philippine scene. But EnDerr right now going to be taking up the brunt of the damage there with the ball connecting from Nuks. Burrow right now going to be online for Nuks as well. And I love this. It's just going to be a little bit of a tit-for-tat scenario. But he doesn't have Tunneling Claws as of yet. Something though EnDerr is able to get so much substantial damage, even though he doesn't have the +1 on the carapace. And neither side going for that high tech whatsoever, I believe, as EnDerr just ending the hopes and dreams of this 3rd base and its economic line. It doesn't even matter if EnDerr does lose these roaches because he has double the worker count and he has such a big economy in behind all of this. It's looking really dicey here for Nuks. Tunneling Claws, just such a big boon here for EnDerr. And he is just everywhere in the map, just rolling around, just crawling as much as possible. And look how pesky that really is. Overseers trying to get the sight on. And as I said before, having one in stage might be very, very instrumental for EnDerr to begin with. Something to note also, if these roaches are burrowed in, they have some ridiculous regeneration. And you could see them mitigating the damage being done by the Queen. 23 drones have already gone down. EnDerr though might lose the squad here because of the Overseer. But honestly, it doesn't matter by this point because EnDerr can keep up the pressure. He has the bigger army, and he is gonna go for the push onto this 4th base. Ridiculous stuff right now, but it is Nuks trying to play the high ground. EnDerr though, with the better numbers, with the better reinforcements, with the better economy, keeping things alive all throughout. Looking good so far here and now for our boy EnDerr as he takes care of this 4th base. And Nuks is not letting up. He's not giving up whatsoever. Even though he knows he's at a disadvantage, he still feels like he can try and take this. A lot of respect between these two players and a lot of respect right now into this series. But EnDerr gonna be going all the way here for this 4th base. We're even going for a 5th. And honestly, everything is just in EnDerr's side by now. It's all going EnDerr, and it's looking good so far. Nuks though, if we're looking to make things happen, as there we go with the burrow yet again. Nuks, oh Nuks, what are we doing, sir? And this is gonna be Nuks right now, looking to take care of this base. Goodbye to the hatchery. At least it's a pretty good shutdown there by our blue Zerg. but it's just looking really abysmal on the economy side. It just is minerals and gas completely in favor of EnDerr, as it's time right now for another brawl onto this side. But as you saw on the graph, it's ridiculous how much EnDerr is making by this point. And how many drones have been lost? 57! 57 on the side of Nuks. That's so many workers being taken down. Finally though, we are seeing a little bit of the mirror upgrades. Nuks is like, hey, I want to do that too. Gonna go for that tunneling clause, +1 here for EnDerr. But it feels like GG is called, yeah. This is pretty much it. It's Nuks is not gonna be able to keep up whatsoever with EnDerr. EnDerr with such a big advantage. EnDerr gonna be able to shut down basically any kind of tunneling clause antics. And our Red Zerg with a very well-deserved victory. If you were to ask me a word to describe that game, formulaic. That is EnDerr's game, guys. That is how EnDerr plays every single time. He basically harasses your middle line to the point that you want to all in, and that is where he punishes you. That is where he gets you. That is where he shuts you down. And well played there to basically the best player in the PH scene. But we are going to go into map number 3. Has been an exciting map pool so far between our two players, and this is best of 5, guys, so we have honestly just got started. Hopefully though, we are gonna see some decisive action in just a bit. But my oh mine, are we at Zen? Are we actually getting Zen? Yeah, we didn't ban it, so Zen LE gonna be potentially map number 3. We're gonna be looking to see confirmation though from Mr. Nuks, but oh my, oh wow. This series, guys, this series indeed. We'll just look to make sure that Nuks is a-okay with that one, as we are still into the fight. And we are going to be, of course, moving over to the OSC side after this tournament. So, you know, you might want to stick around because we're going to be keeping the broadcast on for a long time. A lot of StarCraft 2 into this session, a lot of StarCraft 2 into this stream, and it is a day filled with SC2, and you know, I wouldn't have it any other way for a really good weekend to enjoy. But hey, Zen LE gonna be next on the list, and it is gonna be our map number 3. Let's get it on, let's get it done. Let's just get confirmation in terms of those results. Nuks and EnDerr, 1 game apiece, and yeah, Zen LE gonna be map number 3. We still have 2 maps left to be figured out. In the meantime, it's Purity Industry and Golden Wall gonna be banned, so that leaves Nightshade and Everdream left on this list. And we usually see Zen on a BO5 just because it's such a different thing. It can really make or break the tempo, and if EnDerr is ready to go, we are ready too. Now in Zen, just the dynamic of the map kind of changes things a little bit, and well, oh no, the race! Here we go again. So it's EnDerr on Terran again. We did it again, guys. EnDerr did it again. Okay, so it'd be funny if we just like, okay, EnDerr, just play Terran. Just do it, mate. Just do it, mate. So hands up. That's not our fault. That's our fault, you know. GG, well played. Funny stuff. You guys don't know, actually, EnDerr does play Terran. That's his usual off race. Not gonna lie, that is his usual off race. So there, it's like, whoops, that would be the default race option to SC2. That's true. Like, it should have. It just say this is my favorite race. So if I don't pick anything, let me just get into that one. Are we? What? Streaming data? Okay, that was weird. It's like I had to download something. There, run po. We are ready. How much time you need? Wait lang. Let me just whisper to Kashim. Game 3 of 5. ZVZ 1-1. ZVZ 1-1. Should be good. Yeah, we're doing good. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I don't think I've ever seen EnDerr be that frantic at saying GG, because he's like, no, I got this, guys. Don't worry. We're good. We're fine. We're dandy. We're a-okay. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I agree with Nuks. If you want to streamline things, you should be able to put a star in your favorite race and be like, if I don't click anything, this is the race org I'm gonna go on. But hey, it's time to get into game number 3. Let's get it on. Let's get it done. Enough about that, and let's get into the action. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and after a solid victory there, blue. Oh, what happened to our screen? Hello, there we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. Black screen, singing in the dead of night. Damn, I feel like a musical today for some reason. But hey, let's introduce our players on the top rights. Our blue Zerg, Nuks, and on the bottom left, our red Zerg, EnDerr. You know, we have so many things to say about them, but you know, if we keep using them, we'll just end up repeating. It's like the dialogue you have with an NPC, even though so many people write so many things, eventually it'll just be the same old thing. And there you go. So EnDerr and Nuks can be facing off yet again into Zen LE this time, and I would love to see Nuks play his pool first approach. It was something that he was able to whip out pretty heavily all throughout, and yeah, you know, the drones fighting again. Drones fighting, drones are facing off, drones are really getting things done in the first place. But in the meantime, if you have something to tell me, why don't you just say it in the chat of group rather on the Discord, where I cannot see it because I am in stream mode. Big question marks. That's like, it's like question mark. That's why we have you, Mr. Admin, on board. But hey, it seems like we are gonna get Panda for the next game because we already started. I mean, pwede naman. You know what, Panda, just show up. I know you're there on the cast. Oh, what? Hello, PandaUser.
Hello.
Welcome. Okay. I don't know why you guys just whispered me. Welcome to our meeting. Thanks for making it to that literally at the last games of this tournament, which I had to solo cast like usual. But hey, it is what it is. And ZBZ between EnDerr and Nuks, you already know the story. Everyone knows the story.
Yep.
So why don't you enlighten everyone else who doesn't know the story between EnDerr and Nuks?
Between EnDerr and Nuks?
Yeah.
We're both masters. That's it.
Wow.
I'm kidding. No. Like, what? The most recent one? What story are you talking about?
Anything. Just give me a story every single time I ask you for. Just basically their matchup or their history together.
History together, I mean, these guys were like the OGs as well. They were here from the start. They've been practicing together for a long time. And then for the recent gist of it, they were the top 2 players, the representatives for our seed games. And, you know, we came out on top. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. We came out on top, PH #1 in the StarCraft scene. But Mr. EnDerr, do you remember on Zen? There is a hole here. There is a big hole by the minerals where the Zerglings do come from. And even though you are giving us the newest meta of all with hatchery wall first, you need two hatcheries, man. You kind of need 2 hatcheries if you're really gonna do this, because EnDerr's losing drones. EnDerr's losing drones pretty hard. Nuks is able to really get the value there, and this forces EnDerr to not only go for Zerglings, but also go for Queens by this point in time.
Yeah, but you know, I think it just slipped his mind with this ridiculous map. So
that's true. No.
I mean, he's gonna be running.
Yeah,
it frustrates me. Even as a Protoss player, like I have to put a pylon there. You know, it just pisses me off. Okay, so you cancel the building. What was that, a Bane Nest or an Evolution Chamber?
I believe that's gonna be Evo Chamber here and now. That might have been a Roach Warren. I wasn't really paying attention real quick because I was just watching those Zerglings run around, man.
Ring around the rosies.
Yes, sir. But hey, it is what it is, and we are gonna be getting basically into this matchup again. So the hatchery. Have you seen this?
Oh, the Roach.
Panda? Yeah, Roach is going to be into play because Nuks did go for the Roach Warren, and this is going to be a big hamper onto EnDerr. He is going to try to get a cancel on with the Spine Crawler. In the meantime, Nuks already infiltrating, and as we've seen before, Zen is a pretty hard map to wall, and if you are going to go only for that hatchery and just trust your instincts with that there, good sir. EnDerr trying to survive, able to put the Zerglings in the front line, buying some time for the Spine Crawler to come on board, and that's going to be some good DPS to defend this base.
Yeah, good micro from EnDerr right there. He didn't lose a queen. Might have lost some Zerglings, but as long as he doesn't lose the queen, which is the important part.
That's true.
I was curious why he canceled the second Spine Sprawler, which is, I think, is opening up his
Evo Chamber. Okay.
Okay, because he wants to surround maybe with his Zerglings.
Yeah,
it's a possibility.
There's a potential here, and they're gonna be relocating in terms of the defense. He wants to get into the front line, wants to get to that third base, and honestly, this hatchery being saved by EnDerr. He's looking to defend with those queens in the front line, and love what EnDerr is doing right now. He's also looking to bait Nuks out to go through the funnel, and since he has the units right now to really defend, he has the composition, he is good to go, because he's committed heavily on the army count, Mr. Panda, 42 to 21, but on the workers, Nuks is pretty ahead in that regard.
Yeah. I was thinking that maybe it would redirect the units, like it would mess up the walk point of maybe these units, but I think it's faster that way instead of, everybody just circling around. Okay, so looks like Nuks will be blocking off his own, mini mineral patch right there, which is good.
Yeah. He doesn't have the army count to begin with, so he's gonna need to buy some time. And he's going for the spine crawler as well. EnDerr in the meantime look for the punish, but he doesn't notice that the spine crawler is already up and about. EnDerr into the oven right now, and can he get out unscathed? That's gonna be a real question. A lot of casualties here and now on both sides, but EnDerr with the bigger army still. Nuks is just buying time for his cycles to come on out. He's making Zerglings as much as possible. He's going for roaches as well. +1 gonna be a big component right now to keep the tide flowing in favor of Nuks. And this should be enough to defend.
Yeah, it was enough to defend. I mean, but I think Nuks lost a lot of units right there, and EnDerr's still pressuring him to defend this position. Like, I don't know how long. Oh, there's a spine! Wait, the spine crawler?
EnDerr brought his own. No, he brought his own spine. It finally made it all the way to the other side. Gonna go for the fight, add that DPS on. But the thing to note is, Nuks is evening out the army count, and with the workers in tow, he's gonna get more and more resources along the way. Now Nuks gonna be investing more of these spine crawlers. The two tentacles poking each other till one of them dies, and apparently both of them will. EnDerr though trying to get rid of one more spine crawler. There we go with the cancel. It goes again immediately with the rebuild. But for Nuks, EnDerr.
Oh no, he's gonna lose all those overlords.
Yeah, I kind of brought everything. And he realized, okay. I know he's trying to block. He's just using them to block a little bit of brood war action here, and now a GG is called. Nuks with the advantage, and he is one map away from taking this championship.
EnDerr, are you trolling?
Well played there too, Nuks. It was just like, if it was an all-in situation, if EnDerr couldn't shut them down, Nuks would have such a insurmountable lead by the end. So, really understandable why EnDerr did that. But, you know what? I didn't get, why were the overlords there? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I think he was trying to, waypoint the other units, but it slipped his mind that the overlords were actually going over there. So, yeah. I don't know why. He just did it.
It just brought it along, but it seems like our next map is gonna be Nightshade. And Mr. Panda, have you been able to tune on into our broadcast? Do you have a favorite map so far? Do you have a favorite match that has happened so far in our tournament as we check out the maps that have been picked all throughout?
Of course, the last map, definitely.
Oh, congratulations.
Because of that mineral patch right there,
Congratulations. So there, Nuks, EnDerr, Nuks already on the scoreboard. Everdream taken there by Nuks, EnDerr. One out on Simulacrum. Zenali though with a victory onto Nuks, applying the right pressure at the right time, and then they're having to basically commit on an army, which allowed Nuks to build on whatever he wanted. And since the attack there from EnDerr didn't work, that was the show. Good defense there from our Zerg player, but we are going to be getting into the next map. Seems like it is going to be Nightshade, and we are being ready to go. So every single time we start a map, Mr. Panda, I have one thing to ask you. What is the story between our players? Because I want, I want a few more tidbits here and there to enlighten our stream. But before all that, let's move into the map itself. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game number 4 out of 5. If Nuks takes this is actually match point for him, and it would be absolutely fitting if he wins on the map that he lost on the last time. Introducing first though, on the southeast corner of Nightshade, it's our blue Zerg, Nuks. And his opponents, on the top left instead, it's his red Zerg, EnDerr. So yeah, Mr. Panda, give me my story. I'm requesting a story.
Like, nothing much to say about these players.
What do you mean? There's so many stories to say about these players.
There's so many. Like, the beginning of time, bro. They started it all for the Zergs. Like,
yeah.
If you would want to see a race coming out on top, it's the Zerg. Basically, it's just the Zerg.
No, Panda, like, think about it this way. I want you to tell me the story, like, if I'm a foreigner, I don't know anything about the PH scene, What's so important about the DZ2 players? Like, if you're telling me they really reinvigorated Zerg as a race, how did they do it?
And they do it like, um, for EnDerr, I think he's one of the very few. Well, actually, he is one of the few people who like joined the WCS scene. I mean, he's represented the country in so many ways. He's even represented in NA, but unfortunately, there were some complications that would barred him from entering the US. Just to participate in any tournaments. But it's not that big of a deal. At least he got to represent us in so many ways. Nuks on his side, he joined professional teams here in the PH, which represented the organization. I couldn't remember which one. I think it was Pacific. Um, and yeah, he's like he's always been with their side. Like, if they want to practice ZVC, I think Nux was like the go-to guy. There were other people who were actually good Zergs in the high ranks, but I think Nux was like most of the days they were practicing with each other. Yeah, it's surprising enough for Nux, in his gaming scene. I think it ended abruptly because of studies, but Southeast Asia games, that's where they met each other again, and they were the top players who are now who were the representatives, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see Nux back in the scene.
That's the story time I want from you, Panda. I love it. That was actually really good because I learned a few things as well. Like, hearing that is a little bit of a refresher. So yeah, just to build on to Mr. Panda's story. So yeah, Nux basically he studies medicine, so he has a bright future ahead of him regardless of his skill in StarCraft 2, and he is really one of the best here in the PH scene. I'd say he's a really solid number 2 right now to EnDerr's number 1. And this is honestly, every single time they face off, it's always a good thing to see Nux come out on top because it gives him a lot of confidence to really pursue StarCraft 2, to really keep at it. And he was brought along in the SEA Games, even though he didn't get the medal place for the country. He did some good work in the group stage, some really good work in terms of preparation. While EnDerr, in the meantime, well, as he said, participating globally. If I remember correctly, really having issues to travel. If I remember correctly, like recently he was involved in something earlier on in this year. Was it Catalyst or something like that? But he didn't have the funds to travel and the like since because of the arrangements that you have to pay for it and stuff. So so he couldn't really go for it, even though he did qualify, and you all know how that went, that kind of thing. And because of the coronavirus outbreak, so a little bit of a blessing in disguise there. But yeah, he was part of oh no, seems like a disconnect is in order. Are we good? We are good. No.
There we go.
Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, so he was part of Storm Gaming, right, for a while?
Yeah, Storm.
Yeah, Storm. So that was a big thing. He was around a lot in the scene, and well, same thing. He did go a little more inactive in StarCraft in terms of because of studies and the like, but he did take a break again because of the SEA Games and the like, and well, he is a made man, that's for sure, because of that tournament really representing the country so many ways. Such love for the PH scene, and it really goes to show the best that SCA has to offer. But hey, right here and now, it is EnDerr going to be defending with the Queens. Like, in terms of SCA, you think about the greats. You got EnDerr, you got Mika, you got Bliss, you got all like, and you can see them in the sequence. But Nux is going to have the run by that he has been looking for. He is into the main base. EnDerr with the Miss Micro. There's going to be the cancel there. The main base now getting torn apart. There's going to be a lot of units here now from Nux. 46 army to 30. This is the opportunity here for Nux. Can he take the victory? 2 base muta. The playthrough for EnDerr not going to pan out whatsoever. And this is going to be time for the Roaches to get on the inside. Can Nux take the victory? Can he get his revenge? Can he get the championship? He is in the proper space. He is in the proper time. He is here. He is now. Here's representing. And this is looking to be Nux tearing everything apart. EnDerr and Nux all evened out in the worker count. This is still Nux all the way into the natural, just holding on in. He is just funneled all the way, and this is EnDerr now trying to defend with the roaches, but the army count looking insurmountable. Nux still having the advantage. Cancel is gonna be there. EnDerr is desperate to get some resources to try and get more and more of the army. But Nuks is not letting up whatsoever. On to the main base we go again with the Lings. And well, EnDerr might meet his end here. Nuks though, gonna be retreating just a little bit. He's on 3 base versus 2. 34 workers to 20. 34 army to 24. Even though EnDerr does have that +1. If EnDerr cannot get his reinforcements back up, if he cannot get the numbers, this is Nuks' time to shine. Nuks right now keeping things up though, Mr. Panda.
I don't really think it's happening. Like, Nuks with 3 bases and then he's just being resupplying continuously. I think this is time for Nuks just to end this. Like, microing in his base. 26 workers were lost during this kerfuffle in between the 2 bases. Like, man, it's really not gonna happen for EnDerr with the way things are just happening right now.
I honestly thought that would have been the end there, but EnDerr is gonna go for a hope and a prayer. He is gonna be bringing out these roaches and Nuks. Hey, Scouting Queen, hello. What are you doing here? Goodbye. Scouting Queen, that's new. That's cute. That's new. And I think for Nuks, he wanted to bring that queen along to get a little more creep on his way. But this is going to be a really good defense here for Nuks. He already has the Spine Crawler. He has the Cascade on. And honestly, EnDerr not going to have enough to try and get the Sprawl on. It is our Red Zerg in behind yet again. Here comes the Ravager right now, going for the Bile. Nuks though beating EnDerr back. And this is looking really dicey. No more minerals and gas. Honestly, here for EnDerr, his economy is so low. He has to drone on ups. He's not going to be at any cycles of reinforcements anytime soon. So by this point in time, EnDerr is just looking for an opportunity to get a hit onto a mineral line or two. But these roaches and the Ravagers going to be meeting the Spine Crawlers. What a defense so far by Nuks.
Yeah. Well, oh wow, he's just running
He's
inside.
going for it. He's going to the main base, Panda. Do or die time, my friend. And EnDerr just wants to hit this middle line as hard as he can. But there we go with the pull. This might be the lair going down if the Cascade from Nuks isn't gonna make it. But it's time for the corner. It's time to say goodbye. And Nuks gonna be able to beat back EnDerr yet again. Will it be enough? Goes for the split. Is it gonna be any kind of value? Because goodbye to the roaches onto the high ground. On the natural we go though. 3 roaches and a dream. That's all EnDerr has by this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough units left. Like, I don't see Nuks coming back from this. Like, sorry, EnDerr coming back from this. And Nuks just defended, and he's going for the killing blow. With more roaches in hand, there it is.
It's time to move on. It's time for Nuks to go for it. And it might be finally time for EnDerr to just call it quits here. He did drone twice behind all of that, keeping it up in the economy, but without an army and so, there's just no way. Evo Chambers come up, but that is not the target. It's a hatchery. No, please. Don't go for the hatchery. He just says, no, it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna be the Evo Chamber wall. No, EnDerr and Nuks gonna be facing off again in pitch combat onto the natural. And the drone's gonna get pulled yet again to try and defend. This is absolutely painful stuff, but is this Nuks moving on forward? And will we see the revenge of Nuks? Will he take back his crown? He was the champion in Quarantine Tournament #1, making some splash in multiple tournaments, and GG is called. Nuks is our champion here in the Quarantine Tournament #3, Masters Plus brackets.
Yeah. I mean, EnDerr just mismicroed with his wall. He didn't leave. He left the queen outside instead of just sticking to the wall, and that's what ended the game right there.
That was just such a beauty indeed, and congratulations to Nuks taking that victory. Wow, oh wow, that was that was absolutely amazing. Nuks with a well-deserved victory, able to take advantage of, well, exactly how EnDerr played it, going for that hatchery part of the wall. And it was a completely new thing that EnDerr was trying, and in the end, it blew up in his face. Nuks had to take he took the semifinals basically to try and figure things out, but here in the grand finals, he just had EnDerr's number for 3 out of the 4 maps that were played. So we'll show you guys the screen real quick of the last results. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everdream, Zenelli, and Nightshade all taken by Nuks. EnDerr winning out on Simulacrum, but a 3-1 victory. Well deserved there by Nuks. But Panda, what do you think? Do you think that hatchery really hurting EnDerr in the long run?
To be honest, I think it could have, but the queen. It was the queen, because if it's part of the wall, the hatchery right there would have been fine. But I think the queen that wasn't in place at the right time he just pushed it out for some reason, and that's what ended EnDerr's run.
Yeah, and that was just, EnDerr's game has finally been solved, and Nuks looking to make a case for herself to be the best player in the StarCraft PH scene, best player, one of the best players also in the SEA scene, and just big
Yeah,
kudos to him. The EnDerr, trying something very different, but in the end, he's the one who has to tap out. Nux was able to solve the equation in terms of EnDerr's problem, and well, even though it was only one problem to solve, at least Nux was able to prove himself and get that victory.
yeah.
But hey guys, that is gonna be it's gonna be the basically it. I know we had an interview segment last time, but we're not gonna force it this time, and we're gonna look to streamline it into our future broadcast. I also got something else to do, and it has been an absolute pleasure. These guys really bring it down to the wire, and my heart was racing when Nux actually got into the Napsal on the first push. It was so close. I was so ready to call it there, but EnDerr proving that he still has so much in the bank, and he was able to try to get the drone on up, making a big distraction. But hey, you know what else a distraction does? It makes you build a bigger army, and Nux is like, now I have all these forces. What do I do with it? I'll fight. I'll push. And that is enough there. So Panda, you got anything to say though before we end things on a high note?
Um, yeah, I'm sorry I joined in pretty late. That's my note for it. But I was watching all the way through, even during my meetings. I loved every game, but joining right now, I think it's a good opportunity to join in right now for those of you in the PH scene. I mean, just wait for the announcements, and yeah, you guys should try your best as well, even
Yeah.
in the gold to diamond and the masters plus. If you got what it takes, join up.
Yeah, exactly. And well, you guys might want to join into the SCPH quarantine tournament. And that is going to be the last part of our broadcast. Thank you guys for tuning on, and thank you guys for coming. Big shout outs to Mizzle as well as Mr. Champion from Gold to Diamond tournament this time for really helping out Mr. Floki. And we here in the SCPH quarantine tournament, thank you for tuning on in. Now, I have no time left. We are going straight into the next tournament. So this is me, this is PandaUser. We'll be saying goodbye, and I'll be saying hello in just a bit. Thank you guys for tuning on in, and we'll see you guys around for another edition of the SCPH Quarantine Tournament.